For my Heroes Project, I am interviewing Doreen Bohan, a refugee from Hong Kong. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the demand for Chinese goods, particularly silk, porcelain, and tea, in the European market created a trade imbalance because the market for Western goods in China was virtually non-existent. During the war, both sides suffered heavy casualties. The result of the war, which was a British victory, was the forced signing of the Treaty of Nanking by China. This treaty ceded Hong Kong to Britain for 99 years. This treaty didn't take effect until 1898, which meant that Britain would rule Hong Kong until 1997. In these 99 years, China developed communism. When it was nearing 1997, many people in Hong Kong feared the day that China's rule would spread communism to them. As a result, many people, like Doreen, moved to the U.S. When Doreen arrived in America, she and her family had no knowledge of English or the American culture. People in Doreen's school tried to help her learn English, but the school had no translators. After playing Scrabble, reading picture dictionaries, and getting help from the people around her family, Doreen finally was able to learn English and the culture. She graduated from UC Davis in 2005 with a degree in neurobiology. Now, she is a mother and works with my Aunt Michelle. And here's my interview with Doreen. Was the restaurant you worked at with your family very successful?
It was a small Chinese takeout restaurant called Hing's, H-I-N-G-S. And my uncle owned it at the time, and it was doing fairly well. And so after school, there was no one else. They didn't hire anyone else. So my uncle worked there, and then my parents started working there, and it was hard for them because my dad never did manual labor. He was a jeweler in Hong Kong, but because of the language barrier, there wasn't a lot of jobs that they could take that doesn't require English. So they ended up in the kitchen, and and my sister and I would go there after school and do dishes, cut up vegetables, take orders. It was a collective family. You work together as a family to kind of get through life because you were always poor, and so if you don't work at the restaurant, then you don't make money, and we didn't have the luxury of being paid because the house has to get taken care of, or else we had nowhere to live, or we would have nothing to eat. Things like that. And doctors cost money, dentists, things like that. So I guess that was our payment, was we had a roof over our head.
When did you finally become confident with English and the American culture?
The language came pretty quick, and by quick I think I was pretty proficient by fifth grade, so maybe two years or so. Now, having said that, I still have trouble writing, even to this day. A lot of times, if you read what I write, I still have a lot of grammatical errors and stuff that I have to double check, and just because English is hard, and it has all these exceptions and all these rules, and so to this day, I still have a difficult time writing, but if I'm careful, then I can catch my mistakes. But it took about 2 years, and as far as culture, I think once you get the hang of the language and you can start asking, where is this? Where is that? How do I do this? How do I do that? Once you're able to communicate, you really get immersed into the culture very quickly.
When you were in college at UC Davis, what did you major in?
I majored in neurobiology. I always knew I wanted to get into science. I really like science. I didn't think I was going to end up at where your Aunt Michelle and I work, because we work on stuff that helps the environment, which is not neurobiology. But college taught me a lot of the basic science, and the basic science stretch across the board, no matter what area of science you're in.
Uh,